Larry Taylor here with the Word in Focus, doing a series of short videos. So far, all of them have been under 10 minutes each, that I call Myth Busters. So one of the big ones, actually it's a series, I guess I could do a whole bunch of different little videos on all the different myths associated with the COVID-19 global pandemic. I see these myths repeated in social media. I hear them spoken of as fact from various people, sometimes even from people who clearly are in positions to know better. Someone recently wrote a little piece that perked up my attention, in which he or she said something to the effect of, the China virus was cooked up in a laboratory for the purpose of destroying Donald Trump. There's so much wrong with that statement. And that statement, the one I read, was coming from a Christian person. As Christians, we have an obligation to not repeat lies. We have an obligation to pass along truth. First of all, referring to COVID-19 as the China virus is extremely racist. It is categorizing a virus with the will of 25% of all the people that live on planet Earth. Can you imagine calling a virus the white people virus? Or calling the virus, by any other ethnic name. It's racist. Secondly, there is zero evidence that it was purposely manufactured. There is a very slight possibility that it may have escaped from a laboratory, but that is extremely unlikely. That's a very, very secure, safe facility that they're referring to there. The overwhelming evidence is that this virus started in wild animals and then jumped from animals to humans. The COVID-19 virus, and by the way, it's called COVID-19 because it was discovered in 2019, not because there's 19 of them. The COVID-19 virus is a pandemic like none other that the world has known, although it has, of course, similarities with previous pandemics like the Black Plague and like the flu of 1918. It is extremely contagious. It is passed from one person to another simply when people swap air. You breathe out, I breathe in, you have infected me. Which is why it's relatively simple to tamp down in the community. If all of us would wear masks in public, masks that cover our noses and our mouth, not down below the nose, not holding up your chin, and not wearing it as if it were an earring or a scarf, but covering the mouth and the nose. If all of us would do that in public, we would not be having the hundreds of thousands of tragedies that we are experiencing in the United States. The United States of America has globally one of the worst responses the COVID-19 pandemic of any developed country in the world. If you look, for example, at Canada, Canada has a national health system. Canada, at the very beginning, instituted a nationwide plan, and the people have enough sense of civic responsibility that they followed the plan. And if you look at the COVID line of cases in Canada, it has been very low, and it's wavered a little bit, but it's stayed pretty steady all the way across. In the United States, we have these huge spikes and massive numbers of hospitalizations and massive numbers of deaths. This virus, as far as virologists can tell, began in China. It is not a Chinese virus. It was not invented by Chinese people to hurt other people. The very thought of that is absurd. Why would any country cook up a virus and release it on itself? If you were going to engage in biological warfare, you would cook up a disease and release it on your enemy. As believers, please let us learn to speak truth.